Hey guys, and today we'll be talking about positive and negative numbers. So first we'll talk about what positive and negative numbers are. I'm pretty sure you already know what that is, but in case you don't, I'll just explain. A positive number is a number that is above or greater than 0, and a negative number is a number that is smaller than 0. Like a negative 1, that is negative because it is lower than 0, and positive, we could say 7, that is a positive number because it is greater than 0. Now what I wanted to make this video for is just adding and subtracting them and the basic rules that you need to know, and I'll show you a little trick that you could use when you're adding these. So you probably already know basic addition if you're watching this, because you should positive and negative numbers is something you learn after basic addition. So if you know basic addition, you would I'm not going to go through positive plus positive, but mainly this video is going to be focused on positive plus negative. So if I said 5 plus negative 3, what would you think? What would you do about this? Let me just give you a second to think about it. Okay, so you've thought out your process, maybe even got an answer, and let's just figure out how I would do it. A trick that we can use is that we can use a number line with a bird sitting on top of it. And I'll just go and make this number line real quick. Okay, so I've drawn my number line with a bird on top of it, on top of the 0. And you might be asking, why do we need a bird here? And it's just part of the trick. So we look at the first number, and that is 5. So our bird hops to 5. It goes all the way over there. Okay, so our bird is now there, and we look at the sign that is next to it. So we have a positive sign here, so it looks toward the positive direction. It looks in that direction. Okay, so then we look at this number, which tells us which direction that we need to go, and it tells us how far we need to go. So for the bird, this side is negative and this side is positive. And you may say, of course, well, because this side of the number line is positive and this side is negative. But what if it was facing this side? Then this side would be negative, right? I'll get into that later. So it's facing this way, and it has to go backwards because negative is backwards. It's always backwards. So if the bird was facing this way, then it would go backwards if there was a negative sign. So this says go backwards 3 times. So we go backwards 3 times from 5, 4, 3. So that's two jumps, and then one more jump, and we are at 2. So that's the answer to that problem. The easier way, like this is for real beginners, but the easier way is to just say positive. You have a positive sign and you have a negative sign. Positive, you can just cancel out the positive and you have a negative left, and you can just say 5 minus 3 is 2. Easy. That's the method I prefer, but if you want to use a bird, you can also do that. But I just think it takes too much writing, and if you want to do like multiple of these, it'll take a really long time. So what you can do is you can just take this plus sign and negative sign, and you can say negative cancels positive. So we put a negative sign here, and we take this negative sign and put it over here, and we just take these parentheses off, and we say 5 minus 3 is going to be equal to 2. In fact, I'll show you a set of rules that you can use right now. So these are the 3 rules I've written here. So it's n cancels p, n standing for negative and p standing for positive. N and n make p, and p make p. So let's talk about the first one, n cancels p. Well, like I just showed in the last example, if you have a negative sign and you have a positive sign and you're trying to, like, let's say you have a problem like 5 plus negative 3. We did that just now. That positive sign, you can basically just take it away because n cancels p, and then you can just do the problem without the positive sign. Next one, n and n make p. So n and n, negative and negative, this is referring to, like, when you have, let's say it was 5 minus negative 3, and you might say n and n, you can just take away one n, right? But that's not right. If you have two negative signs, so let me just write it down in this corner here. 5 minus negative 3. When you have two negative signs like this, right, one right here and one right here, you take them and you replace them with the positive sign. So you take these two negative signs and you replace it with a positive sign. And of course, a positive number and a positive number, they just make a positive number. And those are the three rules I just had to share with you. And I hope this video cleared up any doubts that you had about this subject. And yeah, I'm done.